Welcome. We bid you welcome. John Clauser, Johnny Metal, the Metal Dad, coming to you from my music corner of the world with my faithful co-captain here, who is much more than a loose cannon. He knows how to get off the fence because he's pretty chilled, and he has run La Raza many a time. John, the Music Nut, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great, and I have a great left hook from right field.
And it comes out of right field, you little monkey.
That's right.
Oh my goodness. Yes. That means if you all have been following our Armored Saint series, then you know that we are about to talk about. I'm going to just open up the old digipack here.
What a wonderful, great.
Actually, let me go this way. Let me go this way.
Good. This is good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But yes, we are talking about La Raza.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably over exaggerating my Spanish pronunciation there, but it's yes, the 2009 recorded album released in March of 2010 on Metal Blade Records.
Yes.
I don't have any there's no chart action to talk about with this one, unfortunately.
Nope.
So, but it seemed like there's mostly favorable reviews, which is what we're going to get into. So, John, the Music Nut, take it over, my friend.
All right. Thank you, John.
Yes, sir.
Well, here comes another favorable review. Now, on this album, we got a stable lineup at this point. You got John Bush, Joey Vera, who's also producing. He's been producing here for a little while. And incidentally, they should never change producers again because Joey Vera is the one who really captured their sound. Along with Dan Jansen, he did a good job on Symbol Salvation as well. And you got John on vocals, Joey on bass and production, Phil Sandoval and Jeff Duncan on guitars, and Gonzo Sandoval on drums. Raza means the people. It's the celebration of racial and ethnic heritage of Latinos in the United States. It actually stands for the race, but it's more commonly known amongst the Latinos as the people.
Yeah.
So with this in mind, you got more Latin influences in the music. How does it work? Like a charm. It works so well. We add those Latin influences to their sound, and it only adds to their musical palette. It is a harder hitting album. It's tighter musically than Revelation was. It's more immediate, but over those listens, those songs are still killer. You will not get sick of these songs. Mm-mm. You also really start to see the maturity in their lyrics. Heavy by this point. Their lyrics are getting a lot more personal. I mean, this isn't, I thought their lyrics were good early on, but yeah, sometimes they were talking about some stuff that was, what a lot of young bands would be talking about. Here you got guys now in their mid to late 40s, and they're realizing they're mortal. They're not invincible anymore. They're talking about a lot of things that we can relate to. So let's get with the songs themselves. Loose Cannon starts with this, kind of reminds you of Lowrider by War with the Cowbell. And then you hear the Mellotron kick in, and then it goes right into this furious opening. And they are tight, very tight. There's a great opening. It's just a perfect opener. Loose Cannon is the track, and it just hits you like a ton of bricks. The head on has a Mellotron starting it as well. And that song is more straightforward, not as hard hitting. Lyrically, a song of perseverance. You're going to get a lot more songs of perseverance from this point forward, which is a great thing. I think the guitar solos on this are wonderful. I think it's a little long for this kind of song. It goes like 5:46. You probably could have shaved a minute off this and it would have worked better. What is with this band and their track threes? Every track three is a killer. Here's the latest. Left hook from right field.
Yes.
And what first of all, what a title. This one starts out with church bells. This has a nice breakdown in here. It has a great chorus. This song kicks. Another thing when I listen to this album, I hear they're bringing in more hard rock and metal influences from the day, still adding it to their sound. How are a few of these songs not on hard rock radio? Because this would have fit right in. Maybe they're looking, oh, Armored Saint, that's an older band. But if this was another band, I could see some of these songs being played on hard rock radio, like Get Off the Fence. Get Off the Fence, musically, lyrically, just kicks ass. It's just driving, it's tough and heavy. This is one of the finest tracks on the album. A song they should still do live. It just works on so many levels. It's a killer track.
Yep.
Now, Chilled is more mid-tempo, song of maturity. I'm talking about how now these guys are getting older. They're talking about things, you feel invincible when you're younger. Now you're just chilling out. You're not worrying so much anymore. You're just more laid back. You realize there's more important things in life. You don't have to win every battle.
Right.
This, when you chill, you have focus. When you're younger, sometimes you don't. That's what this song is all about. Don't waver under pressure. I think it's got a great chorus on it. Another song I think would work well on a hard rock radio station, which we still have here. We have 97.90X here in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
I could hear this song on that station easy, which takes us to the title track, the near epic La Raza. Here's where the Latin feel comes in. You got the congas. This is like you got the Santana thing meeting heavy metal. The riff is wicked.
Yes.
This
Yes,
riff,
it is.
this riff is killer. And takes you on this great musical ride. There's all these different changes in momentum. It is just killer. John sings the hell out of it. Again, I say this every time. John always sounds great.
Yeah.
You have a slower, more cerebral chorus, but goes back into that killer riff again. This is killer. Excellent track. Interesting ending too, which that's another thing on here. They're adding different movements to their music a lot on this album. And more often than not, it really works. Now, Blackfeet still has that Latin feel because it's got an acoustic opening, and then it goes to that beat that Gonzo's laying down, and it is sick. Gonzo really sounds amazing on this album, and when Gonzo and Joey are playing together in tandem, and it's just them. Oh, that's right, tight. You could set your watch to them tight. Good. But Blackfeet, that's another good hard rocking track. Another part where it gets quiet. Good use of drama on there. Now, Little Monkey. This is a song about bullies and putting them in their place. Musically, again, would fit right in on rock radio, I believe. But lyrically, it's mature yet potent and poignant. It's very straightforward. It's a great anthem, great chorus. This one works on many levels again. Next song is Blues. It isn't blues. It's just another killer hard rock song. Best solos on this album, I think, are on this song and the next song I'm going to go into. And that's the last track on the album where we got more of that Latin feel with that staccato acoustic guitar on Bandit Country. A lot of drama on this one. Again, Joey Vera, Gonzo Sandoval, that rhythm section, bringing it home on here. This is excellent. There's a lot of drama on here, soloing. Not good solos on here, like I mentioned with Blues. And it does slow down and goes back into that killer opening verse. which with that slashing acoustic guitar on there. John sings the heck out of it as usual. Great closer, not a weak track.
Mm-mm.
Nothing on here is weak. This is their most consistent album. And I'm saying that's more consistent than Symbol Salvation. It's a shorter album. Well, there's 3 less songs, although some of the songs here are a little longer. You only have 1 song on here under 4 minutes. How would I rank this? This is a 9.
Okay.
There's very little I do not like on here. This is a 9. I rank Symbol as a 9. Symbol, the highs are a little higher. This is a little more consistent, but you can't go wrong with either one.
Right.
This album did not sell. It should have sold. It's a crime that this didn't sell. This is among their best work.
Right.
And I could see myself listening to this for the next few decades. But La Raza, 9. Love it.
Yes. All right. Yeah, that's strong. That's very, very strong. Yeah, it is criminal that this did not sell, because when we talk about When Hands Down, one of the things I noticed that When Hands Down sold twice as many copies as La Raza did. So I don't know if it just the marketing for it just didn't work out, or the radio stuff was different. You know, like I said, this didn't even chart anything. There's no chart information, so that's criminal.
It is.
But yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't get that one. But yeah, so for me, Loose Cannon, you get that. Yeah, you do get that cowbell. And to me, it sounded like a little 80s synth thing, when that what started going off. But you get this, then you get this majestic opening. And I'm just like, okay, we're off to the races. Okay. And then of course, then it just starts chugging in. Powerful opener. Definitely one I could see opening a show, no matter, obviously not previously, but a tour from this on, they easily could have opened something with it. Strong track. I don't know. The idea, something I got a lot was, I think you got Perseverance. I heard a lot of kind of talk back to like people who just seem to be really self-absorbed in themselves.
Yes,
I kind of got a little bit of that too, and I think that's what I got with Loose Cannon. So I think that's really, I think John's I think just trying to put this thing through, and it's just like, you know what, it ain't all about you kind of thing, and
right.
your whole thing isn't all that, So it's, I think, but still very strong track. Head On. My notes here, I felt like this was almost a little bit of almost like a Judas Priest feel in the opening. I don't know what made me feel Judas Priest, but anyway, again, you get you get this throbbing groove. And that, again, that's the notes I put to here. So another great head banging, just I can't even read my chicken scratch because it's just so bad. Just leads. I love the solo. The last line to me says it all: plunge into life head on. To me, that's what, you can't get more description than that. Left hook from right field. I I can't help it. I feel like they're kind of poking at some people who preach a lot. That's kind of the idea or anybody who's kind of like religion or any of that kind of thing. I kind of feel like there was a little bit of poking at the bear going on with that. But still a very frantic solo. Another great track though. I really enjoyed the heck out of that. Get Off the Fence, Armored Saint at its grooviest. Just do something. I mean, that's essentially what they're trying to say here in the song. Just get off the fence and do something. Whether, forget if you think if the society thinks it's right, just do it. Make your choice. I like Chilled with that mid tempo. And here mid tempo with sexy percussion.
Yeah.
I just loved what Gonzo's doing in this song.
Mhm.
There's a sexiness in that groove, which I know Armored Saint sexiness. What's he talking about? But there was that was just how it felt. And maybe it's that Latin feel, that Latin influence, because there is a lot of sexiness to Latin music. I think you nailed it on the head. If Santana was doing heavy metal, I think that's a great way of describing it. Um, I felt the solo was pretty bluesy, so I kind of dug that as well. Um, I think you described the lyrics to Chill well, so I don't think I can add anything to that. La Raza with that Latin flavored opening, leading to just many grooves and riffs. Just another song I saw about the effects of the self-obsessed humanity. But you gotta love that Latin flavor throughout the song. There's just, at some point, yes, there is hope for the human race to overcome all this stuff that's being thrown at them. Whether it's adversity, whether it's political leaders, whether it's, for folks who are against organized religion, whatever it is, people are going to overcome that. And, the human race will stand tall, so there's hope. There's hope for us yet, um, Black Feet, another bluesy Latin flavor kind of opening. I kind of dug that acoustic guitar, like you had mentioned with that. Another very funky kind of feel, almost at points even had a little bit of a Soundgarden vibe to it. I don't know. Kind of like in the verse, very much of an addiction kind of song is what I got from it. But again, John's vocal, tremendous. And then you get that fierce ending to the song. Woo. Strong ending. Very, very strong ending to the song. Um, Little Monkey, you did that song perfectly. There's I certainly can't add anything to that. Great banger of a song. Be a star. Don't be bullies. It ain't okay if you're the one being bullied, or you're doing the bullying. It ain't okay no matter how you look at it. Um, Blues, I felt was a little more grunge influenced, but I still dug the whole feel of it. Again, Gonzo, Joey, locked in tight. Gotta love it. And then of course Band of Country, just with that kind of funky Latin feel. It's just all kinds of different emotions. I felt was a very interesting album ender, but it was still a very strong song. This is a great album. There is so much more I want to listen to deeper with this one. Just like Revelation. I believe Revelation will grow on me a little bit more, and I believe La Raza will too. But there's so much lyrically there that there's so much really to dig into, and I think that's the best part of when you really take this stuff and just lock it into your DNA. So I'm probably going to stick with I think I've been going 8.5 with a lot of a lot of the albums, and I'm probably going to stick with that. But that will probably change the more I let this guy grow on me. So with that, did they do any kind of touring with this album now? That would be the question.
Not much.
No. Okay.
So what I did, because they didn't do much, I looked at the shows that are on Setlist FM from 2010 when the album would have came out through 2013. And in those 4 years, according to Setlist FM, you have 18 shows. Now, one thing I'm wondering here, let me think. Maybe John was doing some stuff with Anthrax at this point, touring wise, not album wise. Because by this point,
Yeah.
because with Revelation, that came out between Volume 8, The Threat is Real, and we've come for you all. I know somewhere I read that John and Joey were together in Anthrax for a tour or so, and I could be wrong,
Oh,
but and they both say they both have a tremendous amount of respect for each other too. So I could see them doing that. The fact that Joey's singing only on tour with Anthrax these days
mm-hmm.
says that he has a tremendous amount of respect for John. And John will always say, Joey Belladonna, he should be in Anthrax. You know, he always respected him and what he always brought to the band. Excuse me. So, but anyway, not to go on too much of a rant. Here's the touring. Well, before we get on to touring, the songs they did live from this album in these shows, they hit these songs at one point or another. They hit Loose Cannon, Head On, Left Hook from Right Field, La Raza, and they did Chilled a little bit, sometimes as an encore, which works.
Wow.
You want to
Okay.
start something mid-tempo in the encore and then get into something heavy like Can You Deliver? I think that kicks butt.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. So in 2010, they did 2 shows. The openers were Holy Grail and Behold the Monolith. They played at House of Blues in West Hollywood and Avalon Nightclub in Santa Clara. Both of those are in California, United States. Now, 2011, they didn't do Chilled on this tour, but they did those other 4 songs. Now, they played, as I mentioned, 7 shows. Key Club in West Hollywood, Die Werkstatt in Cologne, Germany, Nust in Hamburg, Germany, Ollie's Points in Amityville, New York, Crocodile Rock in Allentown, Pennsylvania. The no longer existing Crocodile
May it rest in peace. Yes.
Webster Hall, New York City, and then they played the Fillmore in San Francisco, where they and the Soul Rebels opened for Metallica. Makes sense.
The Soul Rebels?
It says the Soul Rebels.
I've never heard of that band. I don't know anything about them.
Well, they were in there,
But, all right.
And interestingly, Metallica, that show, they had a whole bunch of special guests because at that point they would have been promoting Lulu, which was the album that Lou Reed and Metallica did. So Lou was part. Yeah, John and I, we have differing opinions on the Lulu album, by the way.
I honestly, I've never listened to it, so I can't really. I don't have an opinion on it. I just go on by what everybody else says on it.
Okay. I was just thinking because of the show that premiered on Saturday, on Rock Daydream Nation with Peter Wicks and Peter Kerr. Speed Kills, check it out. It's a great show. But they had Lou Reed on there as a special guest, Marianne Faithfull to sing The Memory Remains. And they had Jason Newsted there as well. And they had members of Merciful Fate.
I think I remember reading about this show now that you mention it, because now that you say that Marianne Faithfull doing Memory Remains, I remember reading about that. I'm like, Marianne Faithfull.
Yeah. They got her in there.
Yeah, they got her in there. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. I forgot that Armored Saint was a part of that. Well, that's cool. Yeah.
You look at the set list from Metallica. I mean, I know it was an Armored Saint show, but I'll tell you what, Metallica, the set list on here was pretty kick ass.
Yeah.
So 2012, they did 7 shows, only 1 in the US, and that was at the House of Blues in West Hollywood. The rest of their shows, some of these were festivals. Sonosphere France in Almel, France. Oh, forgive me for the pronunciations on some of these. La Moracini in Paris, France. Rock Temple in Kerkrade, Netherlands. The Bang Your Head Festival in Berlin, Germany. Dong Open Air in Neukölln, Germany. And Kaisersandschuh in Lucerne, Switzerland. 2013, 2 shows, Paladinos in LA, Los Angeles, California,
Mhm.
and Prague Power in Atlanta, Georgia.
How did I miss that? Wow.
Oh yes, we will talk about that further as the series goes on. That was all the touring they did, though.
Wow. Okay.
I
Yeah.
think is one of the reasons this album didn't sell.
Yeah. That's probably why. I mean, well, and you figure Joey's in all kinds of other bands. You know, he's helping. He was doing Fate's Warning. He was probably doing Lizzie Borden for a while, and he's doing his own thing. And I think John had a pretty good career of doing voiceovers for commercials or something for a while too. So he seemed to be pretty comfortable with that. So um, yeah, that's interesting. Prague Powerhouse. Wow, how did I not know about that one? But oh well. Very
Can't
cool.
catch them all.
No, no. Well, I never heard of Prague Power until about 2016.
Okay.
And that was when I heard about well, speaking of Fate's Warning, they played that year at Prague Power, but it
Okay.
was the Awaken the Guardian era.
Mm,
And I wish I'd known about it because I would have loved to have gone because I love Awaken the Guardian.
nice.
But that's for another show, for another time, for another place. Uh yeah. So okay, well, folks, La Raza, tell us what you think about this thing. I don't have much more to add to this album. I one thing I will say though is like I abs this stark white printing and everything that they did for this, the way they did the photography. I mean, this is just um, you know, just really cool. You know, you got the guys in the band in color here, you know, but man, very just that whole stark white look about the album cover I thought was really well designed. Metal Blade did a wonderful job with that. But all
Yeah, and
right.
the liner notes too. I mean, the lyric. There's a lot of great pictures here when you read the lyrics. I mean, and it changes colors. It'll
Mm-hmm.
go like the next page. It goes into a white. So yeah, the liner notes are really nice. You got some nice pictures here as well as John indicated. But yeah, there you go. So it's like yeah, so top to bottom, I think the presentation of the album was top notch and the music as well.
Yep. So Armored Saint Nation, let's hear from you. What did you think about? Oh, actually, hang on a second. I can tell you because they talked about this album. Hang on. I almost forgot to talk about your Armored Saint Nation. Okay, let's hear what they had to say about La Raza. Bradley Hindman, hashtag Armored Saint Rules. Gareth Houghton, in an instant, as excellent. Sometimes listening to it motivates me to get up off my butt. Eric Cup, every single track stands on its own, crushing from start to finish. Personal favorite, and he throws the horns up. Gary Mendez, definitely a great album, kicks major ass. David Wangerman, Muscle Memory is a very good song. I would agree with that. You know, let's see. Lonnie Doxy, masterpiece, throws the horns up again. Bobby Furtado, good album. Hold on. Whoops. Hold on. I jumped ahead a little bit here. Okay. David Chavers, fantastic album. Peter Henderson, splendid album. Love Left Hook. Philip Helmer, great album. Love it. Loose Cannon is one of my favorites. Rob Moran, Chilled, one of my top Armored Saint songs. David Satosky, Get Off the Fence, Chilled, two of my favorite all-time favorite Armored Saint songs, which Martin Reed adds to. Chilled is such a fantastic song. Those lyrics combined with the music are perfect. Defiant Doug. I'll paraphrase him a little bit since I don't try to get into F bombs here, but the bass work in Left Hook got me all messed up. I was token out on a Saturday night, hit that special place when I dropped the needle on this tune, volume at 11, and Joey Veer's bass work just said, "Here I am." And it's been a love affair with the whole album ever since. As I've said countless times over in my ever so humble opinion, Armored Saint doesn't have a best song or album to me. It's a continuing saga of great material. I like that point. That's a wonderful point. I say with all sincerity, I've never skipped over any song in their catalog, and more so now because when I'm chilled on a Saturday night, it's all vinyl all the time. Great stuff.
Nice.
Cecil Grosskopf the second, probably my least favorite of them all. It has grown on me on over some of the years. Um, so I made a boo boo here. Gareth Houghton on this one. It took me a while to get into this one. I wasn't overly impressed, but it has grown on me in time. Frans de Vries got to come a vinyl reissue. Let's see, and yeah, and that's Dave Dilks and Matt Elms both say they love it. So there you go. What more can we say on that? Armored Saint Nation, let's hear from you in the comments and just keep going with it. Like, share, subscribe. You all know what to do. We're going to be talking. We're going to be back next week because we got to talk about some win hands down. So until then, for John the Music Nut, we'll see you soon.
Take care.